this is one of those I just need your advice, mom type questions.
Okay.
So some of my friends are already having sex.
Oh.
Should I? I feel like a little pressure is simultaneously left out because they just talk about it so often, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that. Quinn C.J, yeah, green.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Quinn C.J. I am a registered nurse and I am your YouTube women's health coach. All right y'all, so we're gonna keep it rolling with the next question. I don't even know what number we on. Yeah, we don't know what number it is, but we just gonna keep on. All right, next question.
Okay, so I missed my period. Help.
Okay, wait, but did you miss it all together, or is it late, or?
I like completely missed my period. Like I had my schedule set up, had my calendar. I was like, okay, you know, whoever's coming for a visit, and then she didn't show up at all. I didn't bleed. I wasn't uncomfortable, and I'm not sexually active. So what do I do?
Okay, so you're not pregnant.
Yeah, no.
Good thing, okay? Sometimes we miss our periods. Even as you become older, not just teenagers, but even as you get older, as a woman, you sometimes skip your period and you're not pregnant. I know that's like the first thing everybody think about is like, oh my God, I'm pregnant if you miss your period. But if you abstinent, you ain't pregnant. Now, the reason you can miss your period a lot of times when you are younger is because your body is just now, even though you may have started your cycle a couple years ago, your body is still really getting used to this thing. So sometimes you just miss. Sometimes you just miss. Now, if you're not having any discomfort, irritation, or anything like that, you're more than likely okay. You know, if you're feeling bloated, if you're feeling, you know, funny, something ain't right, like something ain't right, you know, I'm gonna tell you, go see your doctor.
Okay, so along with that, so this even happened to me. I had like a really light period. Like normally my periods are kind of like mid to heavy in terms of like blood flow, but my period came and I wasn't expecting it, so I don't plan every time, but I should. But it came and it was like 3 days and I didn't cramp and I wasn't nauseous like I normally am, and I barely bled at all.
It was just light.
Yeah, so like
that's normal as well, y'all. That's not it. Can we first thumbs this video up about how well-spoken my child is over here and how she just really pouring her heart out and telling y'all her business and her thoughts. I appreciate you, daughter. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, mom. Yeah.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So periods are sometimes like that. That's why I teach my girls to track their periods so they'll know how many days it was. You know, did it come every 28 days? Did it last for 5 days? All that stuff, because it's like that sometimes when your period sometimes is irregular, it's lighter than normal, it's heavier than normal. It could be a lot of things. It could be hormonal changes, it could be something you're eating, it could be new activities you're doing. It's just a lot of things that can factor into that. But just like I said, more than likely you're okay just because your period was a little lighter. When you're younger, especially, your body's just getting used to this period thing. So sometimes your periods may come 1 month, they don't come the next month, they come the next. So if you're not sexually active, it's probably just one of those, you know, kind of things that your body just does.
Okay. So, next question. How frequently, okay, during my period, because I know a lot of girls don't know or have the question and don't want to ask. How frequently should I change my pad? If, you know, you use pads and know your tampons. And then, how frequently should you change your tampon? Okay. If at all during the day.
Good question. It's full of good questions. You should change your pad when your pad needs changing.
Because you know they used to tell us like you should change it like lunch and then after school, whatever. So I was following that for the longest, but I was thinking, but I don't need to change now. But then I do need to change, and I need to change before such and such. So
yeah, especially with a pad, because the pad is sitting there and it's soaking up all the menstrual blood and stuff. You know, if you're uncomfortable, you can change your pad anytime you want to. Now, I used to be a school nurse, and we would teach our girls that to change in the morning, to change around lunchtime, to change after school, and then to change before you go to bed. Now that's 4 times a day, and generally I would say that's okay if you don't have a super heavy flow. Everybody's flow is different. Some people have a light flow all the time. Some people have a 3-day cycle. Some people have a 6-day cycle. So it just varies. So really, you're gonna change it when it needs to be changed. If you're smelling it, if you're feeling it and it feels uncomfortable, go on ahead and change your pad. The same thing for a tampon. Now, tampon, they say you can leave those in there for 4 hours, 8 hours or something like that. But if you feel like, you know, you feel it maybe sagging down or something like that, go ahead and change it. So when it needs to be changed, change it.
Okay.
Change it.
Good, clear that up.
Okay.
So, our next question. What's the proper way to care for your JJ? Are there any like specific procedures you follow? Any tips, any tricks?
Okay. Okay. So in cleaning the nether regions, some people say you need to only use water. Some people say use water only. Now I agree that you don't need to be washing up in there. I mean like up in there washing with no soap or nothing like that. You don't need to do that. You don't even need to be rubbing up in there. Now the external part, excuse my rough, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, but the external part, I teach my girls to use a feminine wash or to use a body wash, but mostly they use feminine wash. And I actually made a video about that. I actually talked about feminine wash in a video I made not too long ago. I will link it up here if you want to check it out after this video. But feminine wash is made, or it's, you know, they tell us it's made for that area. It's gentle, it's more gentle than soap would be or body wash is. But you clean your external area, just the externals, not the internals at all, like that. Now you, depending on how much you sweat, if you feel uncomfortable, you can wash as often as you want to, as long as you're not, you know, rubbing yourself raw, making yourself irritated or anything like that. Definitely, I suggest bathing and washing down there at least twice a day, especially in the summer months, because it's so hot and it gets sweaty and all that stuff down there. So once in the morning and once at night. But you can use whatever is, you know, not bothering or irritating your areas. So
okay.
Hey y'all, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but if you are enjoying this video, consider subscribing and joining the community by clicking that red subscribe button under the video and then tapping the bell right beside it so you're notified every time a new video comes out. I appreciate you and thank you so much for watching. Now let's go ahead and get back to the video. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our next question. I don't know what number we're on. I think 5.
No, we're on 6.
Okay, number 6.
Okay. So my nipples itch and chafe.
Oh,
not mine.
We're getting into it. Come on.
So should I be concerned?
Yeah. Yeah. If your nipples are itching and chafing, yeah. I mean that's uncomfortable, y'all. If something uncomfortable is happening to you, you need to see about that. Go see your gynecologist. But if something is going on with your nipples itching and chafing, has something happened to your nipples?
No.
I mean, but she said she doesn't talk about her nipples.
No, I'm not talking about no, so mine don't. But is it like a sign of like growth? Does it just mean they're growing, or is there a line between they're just growing or there's really a problem? Like,
oh, okay. Now, yes. I don't know what you're saying. Your nipples itch?
No,
my other child is in here too, y'all.
Yeah. Wait, what you say?
I said you told me my nipples itch just because my boobs are growing.
Oh, very good. I did tell you that. I did tell her that.
Put a filter over my voice.
Because it is the truth. She wanna be here. Yes, I did. Yes. If your nipples are itching, definitely when you're going through puberty and your body is changing, your boobs are growing, all that stuff is going on, you can definitely feel some itching in that area. Now, if they're chafing and that is uncomfortable, there are special emollients and ointments that you can put on that can be bought over the counter. But if you are a teen, let me say this first. If you are a teen and you're watching this video, thank you. I appreciate it. But definitely check with your parent about any of the stuff that I'm saying. And like I said, I advocate parents and children having open communication. So talk to your parents about any of this stuff, any questions you may have, okay? First, boom, boom, boom. Now, as as far as the nipples go, yes, there are things you can buy over the counter to soothe that. They shouldn't necessarily be cracking and chafing though with growth. So I'm not gonna say that growth is causing that, because that's not necessarily the case. It could be something else going on. So like I said, go ahead and tell your parents, or definitely follow up with the gynecologist.
Next question. So, is it really true that you bleed when you lose your virginity?
Oh, okay. Here we go. So the answer to that is yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Some women do, some women don't. Now, first, let me go ahead and say this, because I truly feel this way. Okay, abstinence is the best practice, but it may not be realistic. You gotta be realistic in this world. Teens are not necessarily abstaining, but it's the safest, best thing to do, especially when you're a teenager. So if you're a teenager out there listening to this, you need to be waiting. Okay, I'm sorry, but you do. But if you're not, talk to your parent. Talk to your parent. But some people do. What causes the bleeding in some women, or women, yeah, we're gonna say women, we're not even talking about girls. In some women is when the hymen breaks, sometimes you bleed. So if you're having intercourse, the penetration causes your hymen to break. What's the hymen? The hymen is like a little film, a film barrier that your body naturally has. That's a barrier between, this is making me stutter, a barrier a barrier between, you know, your vaginal opening up into your actual cervix. So that's what it is. So when you penetrate and have intercourse, then it breaks that and it bleeds. But some women lose their hymen in other methods, okay? So they don't necessarily experience the bleeding, okay?
Can you lose your hymen during your period?
You know, that's a good question. No, no. You can lose your hymen just, I think, as you get older sometimes, but also just some women just, their hymen is just not there. You know, their hymen just dissolves, I guess you can say, on its own. So that's how that happens. But the blood comes from the hymen breaking. Okay?
Okay. I had that cleared up.
All right. Next.
Okay, so some of my friends are, okay, so this is one of those I just need your advice, mom type questions.
Okay.
Okay, so some of my friends are already having sex.
Oh.
Should I feel like a little pressure is simultaneously left out because they just talk about it so often, and I'm just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not with the
No, sorry, mom moment. No, just like I said, I sincerely, like, from my mom heart, from my woman heart, from, you know, just, you need to, when you're a teenager, you know, you got hormones going on, you got schoolwork, you got parent issues, a lot is going on in your life. Throwing sex in the mix is just, you need to avoid it, because sometimes people have sex and go crazy. I'm not lying. Sometimes people have sex and go crazy. Why, huh? Because it's so emotional. You know, just like we talked about the bleeding. Sometimes you lose your virginity, you're bleeding all over the place, you're hurting.
Yeah.
Okay? You're hurting. He might not be the best guy, probably just wanted that anyway, but fooled you, and then now he gone. And you over here done went through all this, you bled and you hurt and all that, and he going on over there to the next gal. You know what I'm saying? They do that. They do that. So just to avoid all that additional emotional stuff going on, wait until marriage. May not be what everyone believes, but you definitely shouldn't be thinking about it, in my opinion, when you are in high school. It's emotional, it's physical, it's mental. It affects you in every single way. It does. It does. So no, you don't feel like gotta be doing it. No.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I appreciate that.
Don't do it.